Aquarius, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of April. I have to admit that I accidentally deleted your video in Pisces season because there are a lot of planets transiting in Pisces and had me really spaced out. So this is my second time doing the video, and that's how much I love you. So let's get into the month of April. We begin the month with the Sun and Venus transiting in Aries in your house of communication and local community and teaching and learning. And this is a great time for taking classes, for marketing yourself, for getting involved in your local community, and for learning, which you always love to do. And now we have 3 planets transiting in that house for you, and there's a lot of emphasis on communication of all forms. Aries is a cardinal fire sign, and cardinal signs make things happen. So this is a great opportunity if you really want to network and market yourself and get out there. Add to the fact that Mars, which is the planet of action and activity, is transiting in Gemini, which is a fellow air sign, in your house of romance and creativity and children and self-expression. And so this brings a lot of creative energy and fun energy. So hopefully you can really take advantage of that. On April 6th, we have Venus forming a beautiful aspect to Mars. And for you, this could bring great romantic and creative opportunities. On the 9th of April, that's a special day to mark down because Saturn, which is transiting in your sign until March 7th of 2023, is going to form a beautiful trine to the North Node of Destiny. And the North Node is transiting in Gemini in your house of romance and love affairs and creative self-expression until January of 2022. This is a phenomenal aspect for fated events. Pay attention to people that come across your path or opportunities that come around that time. Early that day, Mercury forms a conjunction with Chiron, the wounded healer, and that falls in your house of thoughts and ideas. And that's a great opportunity for addressing your wounds and doing some healing work and feeling the pain in order to heal. Maybe you're journaling or writing, but nonetheless, I think that's a very big time for you around the 9th of April. Later that day, Mars squares Neptune, which could be a little bit more challenging because that's foggy and directionless, but that is a special day. On the 10th of April, we have really nice energy because Venus, which is transiting in Aries, forms a beautiful sextile to Jupiter, the luckiest planet. And Jupiter is transiting in your sign in the house of new beginnings and self, on and off until December 29th of this year. The 2 benefics working in harmony is great for love and great for money and great for feeling good and bringing luck. So that's really nice energy. Add to the fact that Mercury, which is the planet of communication, is also forming a sextile to Saturn, which is also transiting in your sign. Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius, and it's how you anchor your goals. And this could bring great opportunities for all forms of communication. So I really like the energy of that date. On the 11th of April, we have a new moon that takes place at 10:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that new moon occurs at 22 degrees and 25 minutes of the cardinal fire sign of Aries. That new moon is going to be intense as it triggers the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that occurred on January 12th of 2020. And that is the conjunction that changed the world. And for you, that occurred in your 12th house of endings and the subconscious mind. And, you know, it's very intense. But this new moon is in the cardinal sign, which makes things happen. It's in your house of communication and local community. And it's a great time to write down your intentions, say them out loud, sing them out loud, and it's really a strong new moon, but it is intense. And later that day, Venus is going to square Pluto at 11:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that could bring power struggles with relationships and potentially endings with partnerships. But I think this new moon gets us going, and we need cardinal energy to catalyze things. On the 13th of April, the sun forms a helpful aspect to Mars, and that's good for ego strength and getting things done. On the 14th of April, Venus changes signs and enters the sign of Taurus, where it'll be transiting in your house of home and family until May 8th. And this is excellent for fixing up your space. If you work from home, it's excellent for doing some feng shui and bringing some new creative energy, and just good for dealing with relatives and good for feeling hopefully fulfilled. You know, Venus is in the house of emotional foundation. On the 16th of April, the sun squares Pluto, and that could bring power struggles, and that could be more challenging energy. So lay low if you're able. But on the 17th, pardon me, there's very good energy because Mars forms a trine to Jupiter, the grand benefic. And when Mars and Jupiter are in harmony, that is an aspect of good fortune. Jupiter is transiting in your sign, bringing many different opportunities. Mars is still transiting in Gemini in your house of romance and fun. And on that date, Mercury forms a helpful aspect to both of the planets. So a lot of good luck, a lot of communication and networking. So really focus on the 17th. On the 19th of April, both the Sun and Mercury enter the sign of Taurus. Now you'll have 3 planets transiting in the house of home and family, and that's a big focus for you for the next few weeks. And on the 22nd of April, we've got Venus meeting up with Uranus in the sky. Now, Uranus is the modern ruler of your sign, and it represents the unexpected. It can represent surprises, but it also is a time when, you know, something really exciting can happen when you have a benefic, and this falls in your house of home and family. Maybe you're working on some creative projects, maybe you have some fun event happen with relatives, but this is a nice creative energy. On the 23rd of April, we have Mercury, we've got Mars changing signs, and that's a big deal. Mars is going to enter the sign of Cancer, where it'll be until June 11th. And Mars is going to be transiting in your house of work and daily routine. Now the focus is on your habits, on your health and wellness, and on being productive in your work regimen. On the 25th of April, we have a challenging energy because Venus squares Saturn in the sky, and that can bring challenges with partnerships, and that's a time where maybe you focus on hard work, but maybe there could be challenges with family members or just feeling a bit depressed. So just work if you can and focus on that energy. On the 26th of April, we have a full moon that takes place at 11:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it's at 7 degrees and 6 minutes of the fixed sign of Scorpio, and this falls in your house of career. It could bring a culmination and a manifestation to what you've been working on, but that's an intense full moon for a couple of reasons. First of all, the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus, which is the opposite sign of Scorpio. So the moon is technically in its fall position in Scorpio, and it's emotional and stormy. But add to the fact that on the following day, on April 27th, Pluto, which is the ruler of Scorpio, the planet of power and death and regeneration, stations retrograde at 26 degrees and 48 minutes of Capricorn in your house of endings and the subconscious mind. And that could be really intense. We feel that station 5 days before and 5 days after. So that's going to be very heavy energy as we get towards the end of April. But you could be finding that things you've been working on, if you're really learning and networking and working with all the energy accessible in Aries season, this could be helpful for something, bringing it to manifestation. On the 29th of April, Mercury forms a helpful sextile to Neptune in Pisces, and that could be creative energy and good for doing creative projects at home. On the 30th of April, we've got the Sun meeting up with Uranus at 10 degrees of Taurus in your house of home and security, and that could be a bit unpredictable and wacky. This is a very busy month and a cardinal month of action. I wish you a lot of luck, Aquarius. I did this twice. I hope you like it. Take care.